Hi. Welcome to History World. Today I'm going to tell you the history of Axe, one of the heroes in Dota 2. Red Mist. All warriors of the Red Mist are their own blacksmiths, and Mogul is no exception. During his time as a mere grunt, he attempted to forge a weapon with an axe, which he considers his only failure. Mogul used to hold the title of the Reaper, a high-ranking soldier who would slay any deserters in the Red Mist army. To those who are granted the position of Reaper, they are given tattoos that express the responsibility that they must carry and the respect that it bestows on those who wear it. After the fall of the Red Mist, Mogul Khan may have joined or destroyed the Bloodmist army. The Last Castle. The story takes place in the Hushotl Barrens, where Mogul and Goodkind have managed to reach the northern gate of the fortress of Valhesi. Mogul greets the gatekeeper and introduces him to his bard Goodkind. He cheerfully inquires him about the location of the fortress of Valhesi and the 7-jeweled crown that is guarded by 5 unstoppable Izongum warriors, but the gatekeeper's taciturn nature forces Axe to stop his charade. Slightly annoyed, Mogul asks for his name so that Goodkind may do his bard thing, but the gatekeeper simply refuses to do so. Mogul convinces him again by saying that his bard needs to record his name for the sake of accuracy of the historical records, which prompts the gatekeeper to reveal his name. Grigrik introduces himself in an intimidating manner and taunts Mogul by calling him a little pink ape. Likely offended by his remarks, Mogul leaves the scene without Goodkind, supposedly leaving him to be eaten by Grigrik. However, Goodkind reveals that Mogul did not leave him, and he arrives shortly to perform his signature culling blade on Grigrik, instantly killing him and destroying the gate behind him. With these moments, Goodkind successfully writes down the first few lines of their adventure. They venture into the castle and are greeted by an army of Valhesi soldiers. Fighting his way through the horde, Goodkind writes down the scene with some of his own embellishment until they made their way into the final chamber of the castle. The 5 unstoppable Izongum warriors have been waiting for the intruders, and they greet them with an eerie and synchronized speech. Axe halts their speech to take a moment with Goodkind, who might have thought that Mogul hesitated out of fear. Mogul makes it clear that he was simply weirded out by their unexpected speech, and tells him not to write that he was scared of the Zongum warriors. He readies himself for battle and tells Goodkind to stop writing and watch him fight. Mogul decapitates the first warrior, does his second ultimate culling blade on the second warrior, disembowels the third and fourth warriors, and finally kills the last warrior in a fit of rage. Mogul and Goodkind proceed into the throne room, where they find the sorcerer king of Valhesi on his knees, supplicating them to spare him by offering the crown and the other riches of his throne room. Disappointed that their adventure has an anticlimactic ending, Mogul accepts the crown, but he is suddenly transferred into the body of the king, who reveals that he has swapped bodies with him and is now possessing Mogul. The sorcerer king chases after Goodkind, while Mogul tries to rid himself of the spell. Goodkind tells him to destroy the source of the spell, as it might be a channeled spell. Rummaging through the throne room, Axe breaks every trinket that he can find to undo the spell, but to no avail. He realizes that the crown might be the source and holds it above his head, exclaiming the sorcerer, "Behold your talisman," and shatters it. The sorcerer king ridicules his foolishness and says that he does not keep all of his power in mere jewelries. With quick thinking, Mogul realizes that his body is the source of the spell and runs out of the window to fall to his supposed death. The spell is nullified and Mogul returns to his body, much to the surprise of Goodkind, who jots down what happens soon after. With the draft for their next novel accomplished, Axe wonders where they should go next, while Goodkind sends his draft with a carrier raven. After suggesting a few locations that they have already explored, Goodkind tells him that their stories are getting a bit repetitive and their book sales have been going down in several cities. He suggests joining the Battle of the Ancients, which Mogul hesitates at first until he mentions that even gods will be joining the fight, leaving Mogul to reconsider it. The jungle. Axe once fought a Griftok. Wounded, the beast ran into a river, and Axe pursued, against Goodkind's protests. In the struggle, he dropped his axe in the river. Using his bare hands, Axe choked the Griftok to death, then used its body like a raft, falling asleep on it as it drifted down the river. He woke as the raft was about to go over a waterfall, just in time to hit his head on a rock. When he woke up, he was naked and alone in a jungle, possibly Felstrath. While in the jungle, he befriended a spider and learned some herbal remedies. Relationships. Axe is frequently accompanied by his scribe Goodkind. Whenever they go out on an adventure, he writes down everything that occurs in it, but he may also resort to embellishing his stories. Afterward, he publishes these stories and sells them to different cities. Thanks to these stories, Axe's reputation has grown tremendously, but there are also critics and haters who regard these stories as stale and trashy. Axe has also started to train him in the arts of combat, starting with swordsmanship. Axe has cast himself away from his fellow Aglodi, but he still retains their inner hatred for demons, which he expresses by paying an Essex an unfriendly visit. He also dislikes killing other Aglodi. As for his fellow Aglodi, Disruptor minimap icon.png Disruptor is keeping an eye on Axe in White Spire for reasons unknown. Warlock minimap icon.png Warlock encourages Axe to be intelligent like him and Disruptor, and if he plays his cards right, he might even teach him how to read. Like all other Aglodi, Mogul Khan hates the Keen, but he makes an exception for Sniper minimap icon.png Sniper, whom he considers as a worthy opponent. Mogul Khan is being hunted by Sorla, a fellow Aglodi who took over the leadership of the Red Mist army after he decimated it. When she catches him, she plans to flay him. Due to Sorla's bloodthirsty and violent nature, Juggernaut minimap icon.png Juggernaut wishes to discuss with Mogul how to best deal with her.